Hey guys, Luke here, and welcome back to the next episode. Let's answer some questions. As always, post questions below. I'll answer them next week. Let's get started. I'm going to try to keep this relatively quick because I still am not able to upload more than 15-minute videos, and hopefully YouTube fixes this soon. But let's get started. Dr. Green 97 asks, when you commentate, I feel really dumb talking to myself and I crack up. XD, do you get this? And if you do, how do you deal with it? Whenever I get caught up on my words or whatever, I usually just speak gibberish or whatever, and that usually helps me speak. So like if I'm saying how are you doing today and I get caught up on something, I might say how are you doing today? And usually it'll help. One thing, I was in a theater classes in high school, and one warm up that we used to do was to take like for like all the vowels or whatever, you would go like starting with A or whatever. Like for all the letters that it's possible with, you would start with A and go ah 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 ba 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 ba, and just keep going through the entire alphabet or whatever, and that should like hopefully make you better able to enunciate your words. That's also actually, I think I'm actually mainly answering the next question coming from Evil Steven 902, who asked how do you prevent yourself from stuttering slash stammering. I don't really do any warm ups or whatever, but I think like the whole speaking gibberish for a bit, that'll actually it'll kind of help yourself enunciate better, I guess. And he also asked about drifting off topic, which I guess will also turn back into the first question. You really just, I guess, like get used to it, really. Um, like recording videos or whatever and talking to yourself might feel like a bit of a surreal experience at first, but it's the type of thing that the more you do it, the more it just feels like home, and that's all that matters. So so the best of luck to you too. Fireboshi asks, you gonna LP Kaizo Mario 64? Most likely not. Conan the Assassin asks, have I played Crysis 2 and did I like it? I have not, but I do want to try out the Crysis series because they do look pretty nice. Deranged Man asks, so Liquid's finally come out of his hole. Did you like my sunglasses? I did actually. I thought they were very, very nice on you, but they were a bit big, so keep that in mind. SuperKeith99 asks, if you had to kill Leon or Chris from RE, who would it be and why? If I had to choose, I wouldn't kill either. But if I had to get rid of one, it would probably be Chris, just simply for the sake that I prefer Leon more. Like, I don't have any hard feelings against Chris. I think he's pretty awesome. But if I had to kill him, I would. Captain Falcon 099 asks, are you a nudist? If you are, would you have a nude party with me? Wink wink. I do not classify myself as a nudist, but I would say that I am always one for the partying in the nude. Thumbs up. Let's Play D-Mods asks, what's your favorite console of all time? I don't really have one, but if I had to think of it, I would possibly say the first PlayStation, because it impacted me a lot and introduced me to a lot of video games or whatever that I consider very dear to my heart. Dorian SV Games, PS3 or 360? I would go with PS3, but I still think the 360 is pretty cool. Ultimate Lego Batman asks, "Hey Liquid, are you going to do Batman Arkham City Game of the Year edition? It's awesome, and I saw the trailer, and it said it's fully loaded with Catwoman, Nightwing, and the Robin DLC packs, challenge map pack, Batman skins, and a little more to the main story." Um, Most likely not, as I've already got the original edition or whatever, so, and I don't see myself like getting the Game of the Year edition just for all that stuff. Like, even though it does seem like a pretty nice deal to someone who doesn't already have the game, since I do, I'm not gonna deal with it. I'm just gonna play the normal edition. Ranger Watch 4 asks, "Am I a fan of Mega Man?" I am. Um, I prefer the original series to Mega Man X, and I played through Mega Man Legends and quite a little bit of Legends 2, and I quite enjoy them, and I think that the games are pretty good. Goku 2336 asks, "In Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, would you save Leon or kill him?" I would save him. I believe that Leon is a very decent human being whose existence should be thought of as a good thing. Alvin Arminta asks, "What football team do you go for, and do you think the Kansas City Chiefs suck or are good?" Um, I'm not really big into sports at all. Mainly when it comes to like watching sports or whatever. Like, I don't mind or whatever if you bring a football near me. I wouldn't mind like playing a game or whatever. But I I see little to no interest in just watching people play like football or whatever on television. Like, I just get nothing out of it. So I cannot answer this question, sadly. But as for like the teams as for the teams like um the the Denver Broncos have always sort of been like the family favorite. So I guess like I would go with them, but not really out of any personal attraction, mainly just out of that's like what I've kind of grown up to know. Destructoad asks, "If you were to meet one Resident Evil character in person, who would it be?" I would say probably Leon, to like tie it in with some previous questions or whatever. Like I said, I think Leon is an awesome dude. I think he is one to be admired. World Changer 24 asks, "What do you think the next Battlefield game will be called?" I'd imagine Battlefield 4. I haven't played Battlefield 3 or whatever, so I don't know if there's any weird story jump off point or whatever. Like at the very end, like your sergeant looks at you and says, "Hey boys, we're going to Antarctica," or something weird. Like, I imagine it'll just be called Battlefield 4 or something. I don't know. 767 Scarecrow asks, "To be or not to be?" I believe that is his question. So I would go. I would be. I would be. 70 Bellboy asks, Does Squall Lionheart remind you of Leon Kennedy?" Not really. Although I do know that like Squall in Kingdom Hearts is known as Leon for whatever reason, so I guess that is a one way to tie them together, but not really. Bulma Boy asks, "What is the best character voice line in a game that you really thought was good or witty?" Example, mine would be from Silent Hill 2, James Sunderland's, "I know the truth. Now it's time to end this." What would be yours? I don't really have any like video game quotes that I like live by or whatever, but for whatever reason, the first thing that comes to my mind is Ezio Auditore's "Requiescat in pace" as he speaks to his victims, which I find quite soothing. So I guess I'll go with that. Liquid Dude 9000 asks, "Hey Liquid, are you okay with my using Liquid in my YouTube name? If so, thanks. I'm a big fan and I see a lot of vids with you." I would say go for it, I guess. Like, I don't own the copyright to Liquid, so if you want to use Liquid in your name, go for it. Brandon Pyong asks, "Can you do a live stream?" I think I answered this like last week or some of that. I would, I guess, but I don't really get the time really to do it, so the chance of seeing it isn't really likely, I guess. But it's a possibility for sometime in the future. Danger Zone 125 asks if I've heard of, oh, that there was that gibberish there. He asks if I've heard of the Storm Pal. I have not, but I've looked him up, and apparently he is a dude who makes videos or whatever, so I guess I might check him out at some point. But he also asks, "I know a way to record games where you don't need a capture card. Would you like to know?" Sure, I guess. Go for it. But till then, I wait. The EX Gaming Community asks, Have you played the new Silent Hill Downpour? If so, what are your thoughts on it?" I have not, and I don't really have any dying urge to play it, so I might not for a very long time, if at all. So yeah. Stone Princess asks, "What's your favorite Resident Evil game and favorite Final Fantasy?" As for Final Fantasy, I would say 7 all the way. I think that 7 is awesome. But as for Resident Evil, right, I hate to be spoiling ya on any revelations or whatever, but I'll just say that 4, I think, is pretty damn good. And, up until playing it, you know, I thought that 2 was 2 was my favorite. And, let me just say that that is not the case anymore, I would say. I think that 4 is very good. Very good. Martian3Q asks, "What do you think of the new Call of Duty Black Ops 2 trailer? Will you end up doing a Let's Play on it when it comes out?" I have not seen the trailer, but I do know, like, what it is about or whatever, and, I think it sounds pretty cool. As for a Let's Play, probably not, at least, like, for a while, but, I am looking forward to it. TS Icar asks, or say TSI Car, that sounds good. "Have you ever used a DAW?" Which, looking it up, I've learned apparently would be a digital audio workstation. I have not, so that should answer that. I gotta get through these fast. I only got about 2 minutes left. Liquid Dude 9000 asks, "What screen recorder do you use to make your vids? Fraps." He also asks, "Can you do an LP of the prototype series?" I have never played any of them, but it's a possibility in the future, maybe, if I ever got around to playing them. So it's a possibility. Agent Earthling asks, "Have you ever played Mega Man?" I answered this earlier. Yes, I have. I think it's pretty good. He's asking about, like, the very first game. He asked if I can do a Let's Play of it. Perhaps at some point, but I do think it's very difficult, so it might not be the most entertaining of things, but I could always give it a shot sometime. And he also asks if I could play it on the Mega Man Anniversary Collection for GameCube. I think it would probably just be a lot easier to do the NES version if I was to ever do it. So that is that. And with about 40 seconds to spare, I will call this adieu, for that is all the questions. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I get my 15-minute plus ability to upload videos back soon. Until next time, post questions below. I'll answer them next week. Liquid out.